and in some cases a lot of financial commitment. So some final observations, about 10 minutes left. So not all these communities can be invite-only. If you're living with people, then you definitely want to screen who you're living with. But if it's a network like 2600net, you can't keep people off the network. Even if you are a network admin and are able to G-line people or whatever, people can just come back through another machine. There's no way of restricting the access to the network. So you have to find an acceptable compromise between closing your doors and opening everything up to everybody no matter what. And a lot of this depends on the situation. If it's something on the internet, then yeah, chances are more people have to be involved. If it's a party in your own home, then you can be a lot more selective about who you let in. It's just a matter of figuring out, is this good for us? Is it good for them? Which is more important? If it's great to throw a party with hundreds and hundreds of people and thousands of dollars worth of booze, but it destroys where you live, you need to make that decision of, is it more worth it to have a reasonable place to live or to throw a really good party? And that value call there, that judgment, is very different than if you have very little personal involvement, like, oh, I can just throw up a server on a network and be another leaf node for IRC. Very, very different judgment. So the line is different in all these places, but most people can figure out the general area where it is pretty quickly, and then it's just a matter of experimenting, tweaking, customizing it to your situation. Not all communities can be financed by an angel. If you want to build something, you should probably expect to pay for it. I feel really bad that Froggy loses money on this con, and I hope that this year he doesn't, and I hope that he's even profitable either this year or in the future. But unfortunately, it seems to be the reoccurring theme. If you want to get something off the ground, you've got to bear the weight on your shoulders until it will finally start rising. And some people are not expected to, are not expecting this. They just want the fame and the recognition. They say, oh, well, I'm going to throw this event, and then they don't realize, no, this is a serious commitment. You will probably lose money if you do it, and you'll probably lose money for a while until you figure out all these little tweaks you have to make in order to make it float. So I'm really happy that Froggy is continuing on with this, third year here, and that there are more planned for the future. He's got the right idea. He's doing things really well. Other projects just, they realize, oh, I have to put in time and money, and just they're gone. They sink, they're dead. So usually you don't need a lot of money commitment to a project. It really depends on what it is. Very different with a con than putting up an IRC server. But the time commitment is another big thing. If you're not willing to be a part of a project, don't do it. Don't do it because you think it's neat. Pass it along to somebody else who's willing to do it and support them. But it works out better for everybody involved that way. And beware of people who only offer their contributions when it's fashionable. If something is on its way up, if it looks good to do it, then it's great to offer your help. It's, you're not coming in on the ground floor. If you can do it later on, then, hey, oh yeah, I've been involved with that. Yeah, that's great. I'd love to be a part of that. These people aren't really going to offer help where it's needed or when it's needed. So beware of these people, because nobody wants to do the shit work, and you're only going to do the shit work if it's in the situation where if you don't do it, nobody else does. And those are the people who really pull the projects through. One person pulling out of a project can cause a cascading failure. I will not mention any projects in particular, but there's been a recent case for this, and in a couple of months we will see whether this cascading failure actually completely cripples the project or not. I think it will. But one person can break the confidence of others involved, and if nobody has the confidence, nobody wants to put in the time and the effort, then your whole project is doomed before it starts. So make sure there's communication, make sure people are happy, and make sure people are doing it because they want to be doing it and they find it enjoyable. If they don't, then you're out of luck. So these are the 3 projects that I highlighted here. I don't have time to really talk about the other, which is okay because we haven't really done much work on it. With a friend of mine, I just recently moved to Holyoke, Massachusetts. It's the first planned industrial city in America. It used to be almost completely made with paper mills around these 3 canals, and now, because the paper industry is gone, it's this run-down shell of a city. And what that means is property is dirt cheap, and the ability to get involved with anything you want, whether urban revitalization, from buying a place to squatting in a place to getting on city council, it's all open. And I'm getting involved. I'm getting involved with a friend of mine. I just recently bought a house in this city, and we're in the process of taking over a block in downtown city, evicting people who don't pay their rent or don't have leases or won't leave after their notice to quit. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but yeah, I'm not going to be a slumlord. Thank you very much. Yeah, so because of these issues, evicting people who shouldn't be there, the project has been delayed by a few months so far and is still in the process of being delayed. Anyways, we are in the process of effectively taking over a city block in downtown Holyoke and turning it around and turning it into the kind of space where we can have events, not necessarily hacker themed, but definitely those people are involved, are interested, and can use the space. So that's what we're working on. That's the unnamed project, if you read the synopsis of the talk and you were wondering.
So in 2 years we're going to go to how the city block in Holyoke failed?
Yeah, I'll show pictures of the tenants like smoking crack. Yeah. Awesome. You don't even need to go to the talk. You can read the article on Wikipedia. So that's really it. A few more things. Yeah. Goddamn right they will. The other things, respect breeds respect. If you show respect for your users, then they'll sometimes show respect for you. And if you're trying to build a community, you need these people involved. They are the community. It's not you, it's everybody involved. So you can't hate the people you're trying to build a community with. It just doesn't work. And if you don't do anything when you're in a position of leadership, other people will try to get away with as much as they can. They will deliberately push you to see where the line is. They'll try to push the line back. And it's a game to some people, like that guy right there. And the bottom line is successful projects are hard work, and it takes time. Nothing comes overnight, and you need to do these hard jobs before you can celebrate your success. If you don't put in the effort, you won't get the results. So respect your users and actually do the work, and maybe you can build something. It's worked for me in varying degrees of success. I still open up 2600 magazine, see my name in the front cover, and kind of cry. So I still hope that the IRC network will get better. It's a very slow process, but we'll see. I'm doing everything I can. Other projects like Oculi work really well. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the question is it worth it? If it is, do it. If it's not, don't. If it's not worth it to you and you're not willing to put in the time and the effort, then it's only going to come around and bite you in the ass in the end. So if it's worth it, do it. Don't give it up. It'll work. So that's it. Are there any questions? Any at all? Yes.
Why do you hate the Hacker Halfway House so much?
Well, I think it's a prerequisite to hate ex-girlfriends. I thought so too. Also, Brooklyn, it's a dirty place. Why would you want to go there?
Dirty like
dirty like your mom.
Yeah, not like Holyoke, right?
White enough for you? It's not white enough for you?
Hey, Holyoke is more than 50% Puerto Rican. No.
You'll fit right in. SA.
We gotta stop all the CCNA on CCNA hate, man.
Yeah, it's true. Are there any other questions? Yes.
give you a free presenter badge to do this bullshit?
Shit, I've been caught. All right, I've been busted. All right.
You need to pay for your
Yeah.
Put some stickers up.
Are there any other questions? Any legitimate questions that don't make me look bad in front of an audience?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, other things. There's another party in 522 starting whenever until we get shut down by security.
It's in 524.
Oh, 524. You guys should work in the network group for Hope. I hear its organization is super